What's up, Beardbrand? My name's Charlie. I'm here at the Dapper Den, and today I'm going to be cutting James the Barber.
So I want to do I like the squared off part up here.
Okay, so kind of keep weight through here.
Keep weight through there.
Cool.
Hard part.
Alright.
A 0 down here, and whatever you want to go up to, a 2.5 or a 3 or anything like that. Whatever.
So you definitely want this to be darker through here.
Yeah, up through there.
So I'm
nothing off the top really.
Alright.
Just kind of blend it in. If you want to take off some of the
light
dead
trim.
ends. Light trim.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing too worried about that. And the beard. Take it in on the sides, and the only thing I want to do is leave the mustache, but I completely trust everything that you do. I don't want to take too much length off, but you can do your stuff on that.
Cool. I like to start on the side opposite the part, just my kind of go-to.
I have Kramer hair.
Yeah, dude, the top's out of control.
There's a lot of product.
I'm gonna take my my 2 open and just bring it right up to here and pull off. Cause like he said, he wants that darker kind of like squared out look up top. So I tend to like to scissor into that. And I just follow this line right around the head. James has a lot of hair. It's very dense. So I'm going to keep that crown. And just pull off right kind of when I feel like the top of that occipital bone.
You can take off the crown if you want.
Nah.
I'll take it off.
Nah. Not today. Oh man. So for those who don't know,
now you know.
According to the state of Connecticut, James was my apprentice at one point.
Yep.
So I taught him everything good he knows, and everything bad he knows Jared taught him. So and with James's hair, you kind of got to come in at all different angles. He has very dark, thick, textured hair, but you can see like some parts are a little blotchy, which makes for a rougher fade. But with the right hand motions and movements, you'll see when I go a little lower, you can blend that right out.
You're blotchy.
Because he wants a 0 taper, I don't want to stay too low with the 1, but because I also want to keep that darkness, I don't want to go too high. So I'm thinking like a mid 1, keep it right under this temple line, and just soft, kind of quick C motions. Almost start a little bit of a freehand fade. Alright, so for that I'm going to be done with my my 1 closed. And you can see there's an even line all the way around. I dipped it in the back just because it's just the shape of his head, you see, kind of pulls off. And I came right around here. So now I'm going to pop it completely open and try to get rid of this line. Nah, I ain't gonna try, we gonna do it. To me, I feel like super content when a fade looks, when you're looking at it, it kind of looks blurry, just because it's so cleanly, gradual. That's the word I was looking for. I always use a mirror as just kind of my friend, honestly. I talk to myself and but no, you honestly looking at it, you're gonna see the cut in a different perspective when you spin your client and look at it from a distance in the mirror.
It also helped a lot when I was apprenticing under you and you used to cut my hair, because I used to learn a lot.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like I said, my childhood barber, I would watch when I was in the chair, and that's the thing I love about this industry is like the people that aren't afraid to share their knowledge and like help build people up.
Yeah.
Cause I mean that just what goes around comes around, and it's all about helping one another. And there's enough hair to go around, man.
Grows back.
Yeah, exactly. Dark line. Come with the corner teeth, and just you can hear it. Just little bit. Softly blending that. We finished this 1. As you can see, it's pretty consistent around the head and faded out. So now it's time for me to go to the 0 and fade out. I'm gonna start like right about here, and just lightly. Don't want to come too high. Just very. You just kind of massage it into the head. and pull off as you do it, because the zero lines can also be hard to get out. I came through and I worked out that 0 with the half right into the 1, and that looks pretty smooth to me. We're gonna worry about this blending later, but yeah, for now I'm cool with that. And we're gonna flip them around. And you notice as I went along, I'm gonna pop my half guard back off again, and I kind of use guidelines, like start there. You can kind of see where the beard starts, and then close it all the way. And I use this as a guide. You can't be afraid to go in with your 0, but at the same time, you don't want to overdo it and overstep that line. I'm going to throw my half guard back on, which also is another kind of just a little cheater, game changer is that half guard. And as I said, his hair grows in this direction, so I'm going to use the corner of that blade with the guard on. And I really do love this 0 taper look when there's weight to be cut into. The finished product's super gradual, and it's a little time consuming, but it's a fun cut to do. It's challenging. I like challenges. Keeps you on your toes.
There you go.
Depending on the client, it depends on whether I'll just go right into the beard or if I'm gonna work with this for James, because I'm gonna not do too much on the top, and I'm gonna kind of scissor in with both thinning shears and regular shears. I'm gonna start through here before I go to the beard. I'm gonna start working with my Hanzo thinning shears or texturizers, and I just look for the line. And I just kind of come in. I don't like to overdo with these. Honestly, I just get the ends so that it softens up and makes it easier when I'm actually in there with my scissor work. And this is just a little scissor over comb. Once the hair is wet, you can really see it breaks down that bond. I forget the actual name of the bond that it breaks down. But it allows you to really kind of work with and manage and see how the hair can potentially lay. So now that the hair is evenly coated with some water, I'm gonna just work this line a bit. I'm gonna keep, so his right here, I like this weight because if I took this off, it's gonna look like a spot.
I kick it straight back.
Yeah, it kicks it backwards. So I'm gonna kind of comb it the way that it's gonna be styled, and scissor over comb, just really lightly.
So you prefer scissor over comb? So
yeah, and this is very like
over comb.
I always say very like minimal. Like in terms of blending, like scissors into your clipper work, I like to go very minimal. I don't think it should be like something that you go drastic, or else you're gonna create lines that you work to get rid of. Here, hold the hair. I'm coming out and I'm pulling the comb straight off the head to create that squared off look with the weight that he wants. And just dusting these edges. So I'm gonna hold it up and just see. You can see the a little bit. Just dusting.
Dusting.
Just literally dusting the edges. And with James, like sometimes I'll comb the hair straight down and like, establish my guide with that, but James's hair is very curly and wavy, so just chop that off. Then I'm just gonna drag that back and follow that guideline.
Are you over directing it then?
I mean, no, I'm just kind of combing it all back into the next section.
Okay.
And as I come back to this back area, I do want to make sure that I'm keeping
the crown.
No, just keeping weight so it doesn't stand up. Because the back area can really, like, dude, you can have a great cut and then the back stand up and it's like you got to rework the whole cut. Mm-hmm. And then to go back in and cross check, I'm actually going to cross check clipper over or scissor over comb. real quick and just come in, and I start in the back, and I'm gonna come up, hold it, and just see that it's all even. See that it's all coming to the same peak. Alright, dude. So I mean, as you can see, just that little bit kind of tamed the way that it's gonna ultimately lie. And I think it's time to put in the hard part and line up the sides before we get into the beard. So now I have my my Babyliss, the Gold FX. It's my favorite trimmer. I've actually dropped every other trimmer that I was using just for this guy. And I comb all the hair down, and when you lay it down, you kind of just come against it. And I like to just push with my thumb and keep it steady with my front three fingers. And I actually use my index finger as a guard against his head. And just, you want to draw it on. So I did that side, I lined up that side, and now for the temple, again, comb it forward, and I've gotten to the point where I can kind of just freehand it on there, but you don't want to cut too far into their natural hairline so that it doesn't grow out all spotty. And when you keep it more natural but sharp, it gives the client actually like another week or so onto their haircut. Transitioning from here down, I already tapered it, so I'm going to take this, which is actually, I zero gapped it, and just kind of come up. Like I said, his hairline starts right there, so bring this up and just pull off. Initially, my first step in the beard is always just blending. I like to go in with my half, because that is a given. You're going to have a line between the 0 and the half, or whatever other clipper. So you really just want to go like, I'm going to go half, and then I'm going to flip them around. Take off as little as possible while creating a blend. And then I'm going to pop this off, go down to my 1, come up, scoop, C motion, scoop up, Charles. That's my name. And then opened, kind of freehand that, get the flyaways, and then kind of work my way in. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side so that I know it's even. When I hop from side to side, I'm using guidelines like within the ear. I know the ears aren't completely even, but it tends to work for me. I kind of base on this. You know, this is where I want to start my 1. Just come into the corner. And one thing I did teach James is the clipper over comb technique.
Yeah, on the sides with the
beard.
blending. That's phenomenal every time.
Yeah, it really does make a big difference. So I work my way down to a 2. That will give me enough leeway with this clipper over comb technique in order to just really get it all. So what I do is I comb it out, come in, and I rest the comb against the head, so it's kind of coming off, but it's flat against the head. And I just kind of, you can hear it, and I'm shaping as I go. You can see, nice and blended already. So with James, because he does have such a thick, dense beard, and he wants it tighter on the sides, typically with that, I'll start with a 4 with people, and I'm going to come straight down, but I'm not going to keep it tight to the face. I'm going to just, I'll show you real quick. I'm taking off that bulk, but then I'm kind of staying flat and following that initial line there.
Yeah, you're not pushing hard against
Exactly, I'm not at all. I'm actually, right now I'm off the face. So I'm on and then off. James also likes to keep this guy going. So whatever I do, I don't mess with James's mustache.
Nope.
Like I said, James has a very sensitive skin. I lined up his cheeks with my Gold FX, and now I'm just really quickly gonna go in, not really quickly, but go in with my straight razor. I just changed the blade and everything. I personally, I was gifted this metal straight razor from one of the barbers, George, when I first started working here. And I was used to plastic ones earlier on in my career. And I really do like the weight that this metal adds. I feel like I get cleaner lines, and I kind of let the blade do the work. So like less is more kind of thing. And I start by just stretching his skin, tilt his head to where I want it, stretch the skin, and gently tap the lines that I already made. You really want to put your thumb in front of the client's eye, at least I do, just as an extra security or protection. Especially in this shop, you never know what's going to get said, who's going to pop his head up or not. And this just kind of gives you that sense of security. Aftershave, I use the Clubman, the classic scent. And it's old school, everybody loves it. Everybody asks where to get it, CVS. I just spray, tell them it's going to burn a little bit, but it's a good clean feeling afterwards. And it prevents all breakouts. So I'm gonna kind of clean out his ears, clean out the hair behind the ears. Feel relaxed?
Oh yeah, I feel fantastic right now.
So this is no product, non-styled. You can see nothing's really standing up as it was in the before. And that's my goal, so that say he doesn't put product in for one day, it's not gonna be the end of the world. However, he requested that he puts his own product in. Today,
I just like doing that, yeah.
he is going to be using the 4x6 styling balm, and we got a fresh container here.
New fresh?
A fresh back-barred container.
Love that smell.
Look at that. Clean.
Show it to smell it.
Clean.
Yep. Oh, yeah, no.
There you go.
That stuff.
James is a big Beardbrand guy. He uses it for the beard and the hair, which is pretty cool about the product, to be honest.
So what about it?
Yeah, versatile. Versatility.
You gonna comb it?
Yeah. Alright, so everybody kind of you'll notice your clients are going to style their hair a certain way. It's just their personal preference, and you gotta let them do their thing. I'm going to lower them a little bit in the chair, and I like to end every style with a little bit of heat. Blow dry up for volume, obviously. And you combs it all backwards, so we've completed our cut here. What do you think, James?
This is perfect, man. This is exactly what I wanted.
Now's your last chance to speak on anything.
No, this is awesome, man. This is exactly what I wanted. The beard looks great. Part looks good.
Yeah, and then, like I said, this low zero taper is going to give you an extra couple weeks
fantastic,
in terms of grow out time.
That looks great.
Just in time for Christmas.
Lines are sharp.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Thank you, dude.
All right, no problem.
Appreciate it, brother.
Always.
Dude, you want simplicity? Grab the styling balm. It's designed for your hair and your beard. It will give a satin finish with a medium hold. No, it's not a conditioning product, it's a styling product. Styling balm over at beardbrand.com.